Angel Reese says WNBA players could go on strike over salary and benefits.
Career you choose, you should probably look at what the career earnings are of going into that field. What I'll also say is this: every single one of you WNBA players, you better pray that Caitlin Clark doesn't get injured, because she's keeping your league afloat.
The bold and, let's be honest, somewhat irrational line is that we will sit out if we don't receive the compensation we deserve. Not in the way she likely hoped. Angel Reese's comment sent social media into a frenzy. The backlash came swiftly, but nobody was more hit than Patrick Bet-David, who didn't just clap back. He dismantled her argument with surgical precision and a mountain of financial facts. Believe me, once you hear the whole truth behind this mess, you won't ever look at Angel's tantrum the same way again.
The ones coming this year will still be on the rookie contract again. Mm-hmm. The ones that the year after, they gonna get more. They probably gonna be making more than us. No, they are.
Who's that?
I'm heard. They are. Like, yeah. I've been in the meetings. They are. I need to get in the. I need to get in the field.
You need to come to the meetings.
I gotta get in the meetings because I'm hearing like, yeah, they don't give us. If y'all don't give us what we want, like, we sit out.
That's a possibility for real.
Here's the deal, then. Yes, we're talking about a player who is still getting used to making layups without hitting the bottom of the backboard, and Reese, the so-called Bayou Barbie turned professional basketball player, is now urging WNBA players to sit out if they don't get paid more. She is also threatening to shut down the league. Patrick's response was somewhere between incredulous and amused, and to be honest, can you blame him?
You know what I love watching? I love watching her highlights of missing shots. She's got to be the worst shooter you've met in your life. But go, Rob, just go.
Great
give this
rebound.
feedback. Give this feedback here. Go for it.
Season 2, I can't wait to work with you some more. The biggest advice I have for you is going to be how you shoot your layups, period.
Layups? Bang! What do you mean? She's our double-double queen! Bang! What they say, if it's broke, don't fix it. Bang! Teaching Angel Reese to make a layup is like teaching an old dog a new trick. It ain't gonna work. Bang! Hey, welcome to McDonald's. What can I get you? Have the Angel Reese McBang!
Let's examine what Angel actually stated in more detail.
Want to get paid. Possibility. Reese has been vocal about her low WNBA salary, revealing her $74,000 a year salary doesn't cover rent, stating on Instagram Live, I just hope you know that the WNBA doesn't pay my bills at all. I don't even think they pay one of my bills. Reese's financial struggles stem from WNBA salary not matching her past earnings, as her NIL valuation at LSU was $1.8 million, bolstered by deals with Reebok, PlayStation, McDonald's, and Coach, while a 4-year rookie deal was $324,000 with $74,000 due next season.
I just hope y'all know the WNBA don't pay my bills at all. I don't even think that pays one of my bills. Let me do the math real quick.
It might cover that. Yeah, it definitely covers that.
What is I don't even know my salary.
She disclosed that, according to people like you and me, her inaugural WNBA season salary of roughly $74,000 doesn't even pay rent in Chicago. Ironically, this is the same person who made almost $1.8 million at LSU through endorsement deals with Reebok, PlayStation, McDonald's, and a dozen other brands who reportedly believed that retweeting shade counted as a basketball skill. $74,000 seems like a pretty sweet deal, but Angel is acting like she lives in a shack.
Not basketball sustain her, especially since the WNBA's $200 million revenue last season only allocated 9.3% to salaries, unlike the NBA's 50% share of the $5.3 billion in 2023. Adam, thoughts?
No, my rent is more than that. It's $8,000. I'm living beyond my means.
Now, the Angels signed a 4-year rookie contract worth approximately $324,800 or $81,000 annually, which is less than 5% of her earnings as a college influencer. Given that, let's face it, her Instagram stories generate more revenue than her box office receipts, and at the rate she's throwing bricks, the WNBA should bill her for backboard repairs. While Angel is establishing a brand based on poor takes and superior bricklaying masonry, Caitlin Clark is out here creating the future of women's basketball.
Hey, this is the greatest Angel Reese layup you'll ever see. Here we go with the dump off, ba-da-dum-bum-bum. I'm loving it. Burn! Oh, she getting jiggy with it. Look at that, crisscross, zigging-zagging through the lane. Giddy up, yeehaw! Burn! Now, I heard she's ambidextrous. That makes sense, because she's equally doggy-doo-doo with the right and left-handed layup. Burn! Professional basketball player needing to work on her layups is like a fish needing to learn how to breathe underwater. It doesn't make sense! Reese's Puffs! Burn!
Patrick was completely taken aback, not because Angel is having financial difficulties. Let's face it, with all of her endorsements, she probably isn't, but rather because of the utter foolishness of demanding more money from a league that waits for it to make money. He brought up the fact that, in the real world, when a business loses money year after year, it doesn't give out raises. Instead, it gives out pink slips. Things really started to get interesting when Adam Snick jumped in with the facts.
WNBA and what's her name? Angel Reese. Do it. I fully support your right to strike. So other sports have done it. So other major sports have done it. Here's a quick list for you, PBD. I put this together. Biggest sports strikes in history. 1994, the MLB strike. It was the first time that the World Series was canceled.
I remember. Mm-hmm.
You remember that? In 1998, the NBA went on strike. They canceled the All-Star game for the first time.
No one
the
noticed.
NFL has gone on strike multiple times. 1982, 1987, 2011.
Adam reminded us that while player strikes had occurred in the MLB, NBA, NHL, and NFL, the main distinction is that those leagues were making billions of dollars at the time of the players' walkout. Angel Reese is making the WNBA seem like Apple when in reality, it's more like your cousin's food truck that barely makes a profit while still providing free samples.
Here's the catch when you're going to go on strike. In 1994, MLB, NBA, NFL, what's the number one revenue sport in America? What do you think it is? The NFL. How much do you think they make? $17 billion. The NBA, a little over $11 billion. The MLB, also $11 billion. The NHL, $7 billion.
Patrick didn't mince words. The NFL makes $17 billion, the NBA and MLB make $1 billion each, and the WNBA barely makes $150 million and still can't turn a profit. It's like trying to run a luxury spa with 2 patrons and a lemonade stand budget. The WNBA is losing about $50 million annually, which is not a sustainable business and is a ticking time bomb.
Guys are a alleged $150 to $200 million company. You're operating at a loss every single year. You've never made money. It's called a zombie company. You're subsidized.
This problem isn't even new. The WNBA has been losing money since its founding in 1997, which is more than 25 years of broken spreadsheets and red ink. You would think that all the hype surrounding Caitlin Clark would finally push them into profitability, but even now, with record attendance at full arenas, the losses are climbing. The league should have folded long ago, but it manages to keep stumbling along because of its much wealthier big brother, the NBA.
A question for you, Vinny. Real quick, rapid fire.
Go.
WNBA stats. Here we go. You're a sports guy. How many teams are in the WNBA?
9?
No, 13. How many games do they play?
80?
40.
Damn it.
Who won the championship this year and who played in the finals?
The Florida Magics.
No, the New York Liberty beat the Minnesota Lynx.
Who?
Exactly.
Scale is one aspect of the issue. The NBA has 30 teams and an 82-game schedule with fewer inventions and tickets, while the WNBA only has 12 teams and 40 games per season. The Golden State Valkyries will begin expansion in 2025. It's simple maths. Revenue less TV money. Unless you're Dee Carrington or Angel Reese.
The MVP. She was unanimous. She got all the votes.
Dylan Mulvaney.
Yes.
Yes.
Aja Wilson.
Oh.
You just failed the test,
I'm
buddy.
sorry.
WNBA is coming for you.
As well as the revenue share. When you consider that even with that tiny cut, the league still loses money because there isn't enough revenue to go around. And let's not even get started on the difference in attendance between Caitlin Clark's Fever games and, well, everyone else's, including Angel's, where the seats are much more empty. NBA players receive 50% of the league's earnings, while WNBA players receive just 99.3%.
Yes, it is unrivaled. It is also unwatched. Look, let's be honest. We can sugarcoat it all you want, but if you don't have Caitlin Clark playing women's basketball, or if you're not the NCAA tournament playing women's basketball, you got nothing. Zero, zip, nothing.
Nobody is arguing that WNBA players are unworthy of respect or recognition, but demanding more money from a league that is struggling financially is not courageous. Rather, it is irrational, especially when it comes from someone like Ree, who has only been in the league for 5 minutes and is already acting as though she is in charge of negotiations, while Caitlin Clark is simply doing what she does, dropping dimes, breaking records, and creating a legacy without having to throw tantrums or threaten walkouts. While Angel Reese is still learning how to make a layup without turning into a meme, she lets her game speak for her. Perhaps the next time Angel talks about sitting out, someone should tell her that people are already choosing not to watch her games.
I mean, I'm not huge on comparing the WNBA to the NBA. I don't really think that's fair. Obviously, I think where the WNBA is right now is pretty incredible. I think a lot of people, or most people, would not believe it's in the place that it is right now. So I think when people always ask me this question, where I think it'll be in 5 years, is it's hard for me to answer because people didn't even think we'd be right here, right now. And I think really sky's the limit. I think when you see, our TV numbers when we're on, national television, we're averaging over 1 million viewers or whatever it is. The All-Star game, I think, was over 4 million viewers. It's just really great numbers. So the more opportunities we're given, I think the more it's going to shine and get better and better. I think also the talent level in college is continuing to get a lot better, and as those players come into the league, and it's going to continue to improve. We're adding 2 new teams next year, and then probably another team year after that.
Some more games.
Yeah, more games, which I think will be good. It'll lengthen the season a little bit more.
To make things more interesting, WNBA and NBA players are becoming more antagonistic. Take the argument between Lisa Leslie and Draymond Green, for example. Before requesting larger checks, Draymond dared to propose that WNBA players should improve their game. Caused the outcry, although it's possible that he was right.
There's a viral clip of Draymond Green basically lecturing one of the greatest players in NBA history, WNBA history. I think it's Lisa Leslie.
Lisa Leslie recently caused a stir when she suggested that NBA players could take over and increase WNBA earnings by perhaps foregoing a night out at the casino.
Ourselves to the NBA, but I do feel like the pay gap would be something that, we could just take a donation around the NBA. Maybe one night y'all don't go to the casino.
Now, that might have sounded like a joke to her, but Draymond Green didn't like it. He clapped back with all of his might, saying that no one in the nation supports the WNBA more than NBA players, and to suggest otherwise is just ungrateful. His fervent rebuttal demonstrated how strained the two leads' relationship has become.
I have something on this, though, because it pisses me off. It pisses me off because I don't think there's anyone in America that supports the WNBA more than NBA players.
100%.
The NBA players support the WNBA
the most.
More than we probably support the NBA.
However, as this back-and-forth drama unfolds, an unexpected figure emerges as the league's saving grace, Kay Clark. The WNBA has seen a massive surge in fan attention, with 2.3 million fans crammed into arenas, a 48% increase from the previous season. Curiously, though, some veteran players are acting like Caitlin is the villain, and instead of uniting behind her and bringing the league into the spotlight, Patrick Bet-David didn't hold back, warning WNBA players that they should be lighting candle until she can reliably make a layup in traffic. Angel might want to wait to request raises.
And what they need, and by the way, maybe they should play hard, but not flagrant foul, Caitlin Clark, who can be, the face of the league. They may not like it's the face of the league. There may be professional jealousies among players, but maybe at face of the league can help things go and get merch, people in seats, and a better TV contract. They're getting a TV contract improvement for the 26th season next year.
Patrick delivered a humorous yet sobering reality check to turn the heat up. Patrick, who never backs down from a mic drop, asked ChatGPT a savage question. Do WNBA players get paid even if they sit out? The answer was obviously yes. And why is that? Because the NBA keeps bailing them out like a parent who can't stop funding their kid's garage band. the WNBA lost $40 million last year, and you guessed it, an additional $40 million the year before that. Therefore, technically, they're not continuing their losses progress.
Watch this here. To address the financial situation, I ask, the WNBA is, Rob, if you go up and ask the other question as well, ask, is it true that the WNBA makes money when they don't play? Is it true that the WNBA makes money when they don't play? Ask that question.
What does that mean?
Yes. In a way, the WNBA has historically lost money and receives financial support from the NBA, which means that the WNBA games are not played. The league can actually save money by avoiding operating costs. Did you guys understand what happened? Right there?
Yeah.
So WNBA makes money when so if they go on a strike, the NBA is like, awesome.
And let's be honest, the NBA might not be upset if WNBA players carry out the strike that Angel Reese threatened. In fact, they might throw a party, cut salary to save money, handle SPR turmoil, and take a break from the yearly financial hemorrhage. For more than 20 years, the NBA has been dragging the WNBA around like a toddler in a backpack. When that bag begins to feel particularly heavy, Caitlin Clark, with the energy of 1,000 Red Bulls and the skill set of a generational talent, walks in. This is where things get even messier. The WNBA already receives financial backing from NBA players, and with Caitlin Clark garnering unprecedented attention, things should be easy, but they're not.
Number that came up, which is their argument, which you have to kind of defend the argument that they're making. WNBA's attendance had a record-breaking high in 20 years with a total of 2.3 million fans attending games.
There is an increase in attendance. Even if those crowded arenas appear fantastic on Instagram, beneath all of that glitter is a financial skip fire that has been going on since 1997. The league continues to function as though it is just one breakaway dunk away from being mainstream despite 2.5 decades of losses.
The viewership is higher and they're asking for the money. And if the contract on the back end, the revenue, NBA gets 50+% to players, they do 9.3. There's an argument for it to be played, but you're right. If Caitlin Clark gets injured, it's over.
The NBA regards the WNBA like a write-off. It's not a business. Rather, it's a PR ploy for the league to say, look, we support women's sports while continuing to foot the bill that pie. But Tom from Valuetainment revealed the harsh reality that nobody wanted to voice out. There is no pie, just crumbs, and the NBA is already distributing those thin. But there is a bright side to Angel Reese's constant demands for a larger piece of it.
The increase was from 2024 to 2023 in attendance in a year, 48%. That's massive for them. So that's the argument they're making. That's the Caitlin Clark effect.
Phenomenon, yeah.
Then, and when it comes down to merch from 23 to 24, they're up 601%. Then when it comes down to being broadcasted on ESPN, they average 1.2 million viewers per game, 170% increase.
TV ratings are skyrocketing. ESPN viewing has increased by 170%, and merchandise sales have increased by 61%. When Caitlin Clark steps onto the hardwood, people cheer and stay until the final buzzer. You would think the league would defend her like she's made of gold, but instead, people like A'ja Wilson try to minimize her impact and cast doubt on her. That's not just growth, that's explosion. Tom explained it simply: make the league profitable, then talk money. That's how MLB players did it. You don't demand a raise while your team is losing money. That's not how business operates. In addition, if the strike that the Angels are discussing actually occurs, owners may feel relieved because there will be less money going out and less drama. It would be like paying to keep the lights on in an empty house.
Business issue, and no one's going to like what I say, but there are hard-working women in the WNBA that are the stateswomen for their team. They're the lead player for their team, the face of the team, and they're out there doing it. But guess what? You know what the reality is? Until the team makes a profit. And by the way, everything you talked about last year is tremendous progress, and it puts them closer to making a profit. Because as soon as they're profitable, they can go on strike and they can go from 9% of the revenue to 12% of the revenue to 15% of the revenue to 20% of the revenue. But if there's no revenue...
Angel Reese may believe she is the main character, but this isn't TikTok. This is professional basketball, and adults are watching. So here's the thing. Clark is the reason casual fans are even discussing the WNBA. The seats are packed, the cameras are rolling, and for once, people are paying attention. While Caitlin Clark is out there setting records, advancing the game, and giving the WNBA a chance at a legitimate future, Angel Reese can continue to yell about how she deserves more money. But until she can provide statistics both on and off the court, it's just noise. Start by honoring the reason you are receiving compensation at all. Spoiler alert, it's not the $1 Million Podcast or the Rebounding Machine. Rather, it's the little laser focus, the phenomenon of red fever in Indiana.
So the minute they are a profitable league, the players should do what baseball players and everybody else have done, is saying, sorry, owners, you're making an awful lot of profit there. I think you should move us from 33 to 40% of total revenue. And that's the way it's worked into the leagues. But step one, there's got to be profit to take.
Let's take everything home. The financial realities of the NBA is more than just difficult. For years, the NBA has contributed between $10 and $12 million a year to keep the league afloat. It isn't charity. It's life support at this point. If you think that the NBA would be alarmed by Angel Reese and company's walkout over salaries, try again. They would probably pop champagne knowing that they just saved millions in subsidies, but this is where things may go wrong. With the help of astute marketing deals and increased media exposure rather than ongoing bailouts, Commissioner Kathy Engelbert is working to ensure that the WNBA can one day stand alone. You know who's holding the key to that? The future is obvious since Caitlin Clark is the one generating more attention from fans and ticket sales than ever before. If the WNBA doesn't change quickly, it may not get another chance, and it's obvious that Angel Reese isn't helping. Do you agree? If so, please let us know in the comments, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you don't miss anything. Lean into what's working. Embrace the stars fans are lining up to see and build a league that doesn't need saving. We'll see you in the next one. Click the video on the screen.